But we're gonna talk good because I am the happiest man on planet fucking Earth. Dude, I was shaking. I haven't had that type of feeling since we beat
With the
Lyon last
Herald
year.
goal?
Where Harold scored the winner. Yeah.
You didn't even want him to play.
No, I didn't. I still don't. But it was a performance and it was a shift. And honestly, like I was saying, you get as much credit in this game for me with Amorim as you do when you get it wrong. He made bold decisions. Not playing your striker that scored in 2 straight matches is a bold decision. Playing Harry Maguire after Euro just got a clean sheet is a big decision. But I think in this one, he went with, I'm going to go with the guys that know this game better than anybody else. And for all the stuff tactically, like Amorim is a culture setting person. And he went with the guys that have set the culture for this team. And as much as I don't like Diego Dallo, that's a player that was playing in this game clearly for the culture vibe, because he put in some tackles and some challenges. Look, he was pretty atrocious outside of that stuff for me, but
understood the occasion.
Defensively,
he understood the occasion.
He understood the occasion, and that's what mattered in this match. So I can sing his praises for hours. I'm not going to do that. I've already done that on all of our socials. So check out our socials. I'll let you guys kind of take it away with your thoughts.
Yeah, I think Maguire, I think he deserves so much credit. I think he's been getting it rightfully so. But to your point, that criticism really was a whole year plus of just him being the butt of every single joke. And to be able to turn that around in the same place where it happened, because for a lot of people, you need to change the scenery just to get away from that, and then you can rebuild from there. To stick with it, I mean, it says a lot about his character. So I think he deserves so much credit for that. And obviously, I'm never rooting for United, but it was nice to see him get that goal. I think De Ligt too. I was definitely not sold when he came in. He proved me wrong. I'll definitely eat my words there. I think he's been fantastic. I mean, his CV, I mean, he was a captain at Ajax as a teenager, took them to the Champions League semifinal, goes to Juventus, goes to Bayern. Like, he's been at all these clubs and he's leaving. So people think, oh, he's not good enough for these clubs. Circumstances in this sport are very interesting and unique. I don't think that kind of speaks the full story on him. I think he's been a huge leader in the back line for Man United. He deserves a lot of credit. Casemiro as well. I think we've brought it up a few times this season, but football's back. It has not left. He's a professional. We know what he is. Again, he's advanced in his age, definitely past his prime, but for an hour, absolutely can do a job. Bruno, I mean, this game summed him up really well. That might sound like a diss, but I don't think he had one of his better games. But in that moment when they play a short corner and Bumo's shot's deflected, the audacity to look at that and go, I'm just going to play this back in. I mean, that's just what he is about. That's what he's all about. So I think, again, character, and then, Cunha, not a great first half. In the second half, showed so much character, the willingness to continue to try these skills and get past guys, drag United up the pitch. Kind of reminded me of, maybe it's because we watched the day before, but Njai against City. There were at least 4 or 5 times where there's just no business for him to get out of a situation, and he just lets them breathe. I think that was really important. Mount did play. But yeah, I think it was a huge win for United. It won't change my opinion on Amorim all-encompassing, but I think he absolutely deserves credit on the day because, some people may say he's rotating, he doesn't deserve credit for it. I think he absolutely deserves credit for this game. I do think he went in with a deliberate approach and it worked. And the last player I'll give a shout to is Layman's. I don't think United fans should get too ahead of themselves to put that type of pressure onto a young keeper. There will be mistakes. I think we talked about it with Bob. I mean, there's mistakes with every keeper. It's just going to happen. But the standard of goalkeeping that United have had for the past few years, yes, this is a revelation. Maybe it's just because of how bad those other guys were, but I do think he can be a good keeper for them in the long run. But he's shown a ton of positive signs. Distribution, cross-claiming, simple stuff, but you just haven't seen it in a United shirt. So just that feeling of safety behind you as a defender, I think that helps them. So this can be defining for them, Dylan. I do think this is something that this is what you need to build on. It's your first time getting 2 in a row. You're getting all that shit off your back. Let's continue in the right way. Don't stop dropping levels. Stop playing down to your competition. You have enough talent. I think the front line, that Mbumo's absolutely proving his worth. I do think he hasn't gotten as many shouts for signing of the season or even in the conversation. But I mean, just that talent alone up front, we've seen what that can do in terms of chance creation. Now we're putting a few away. Yeah. Like you're saying, you got to build on that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the difference, and I'll springboard it into you, Mila, and that's where we'll wrap this one up. Is for me, United have not had a point where I could be like, well, that's the springboard. This was the springboard, or could be the springboard. And yeah, so what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't want to use the word springboard or anything like that, because I don't think it's just a 1-2 game thing.
No.
And I think this is where a lot of my credit to Amorim goes. It's really hard to find any City fans that support this guy, just outside of a bias and
right.
that. So
wanting
I feel
him in
very
because we
alone
suck.
in this. Not even that though. It's not like that for me. I think you put it best in that he's a culture guy, and a lot of the stuff that he does has been evident of that for me. To stay here, to have his head down, he's just rolling with the punches right now. And as much as this was a big step forward for the system and the tactics, I think more can be said about the buy-in from the players in this game. You guys get up for big games. We've seen it before. This was different in my eyes. I think people understood their roles in this game outside of maybe Shaw positionally at times. I know Grant and I were pointing that out. But everyone knew what the fuck they needed to do. They bought in. They said, all right, coach, we got you. We'll get it done. You just had warriors on the pitch, honestly. Cunha was getting me excited just from a enjoyer of the game. The guy was being a proper shithouse. He's getting involved in 50-50s, taking his time, wasting time. Like everything you want out of a player like him. And also he was ready for this challenge. So I think you guys are in the right spot in terms of players now where the mentality has shifted and you've got the bad flowers out, the bad apples. And it looks to me that you guys can get to that point where you put in a consistent run of form and the players buy in, and then at the end of the season you reevaluate who needs to go and who needs to stay. But I don't think I necessarily would call it a springboard.
Springboard probably wasn't the right word. It's a moment in time where I think you could look back and be like, that was the turning point for United. And
Catalyst.
I don't think we haven't had a moment like that. Like the Lyon performance last year wasn't that for me. The final loss wasn't that. Like even if we'd won that, I don't know if that would have been the moment.
You're talking 1 through 90.
I just mean that it just feels like this could be the moment that United actually go on to turn it around. It could be look back and go that win at Liverpool 4 months ago was really what started this culture changing thing.
You didn't fluke it at Anfield. They didn't beat themselves. You went and beat Liverpool over a game of 90 minutes. Like maybe even just off the top of my head, the City game at the Etihad last year. You won it, but you didn't just beat the shit out of City for 90 minutes. You didn't outplay them. You scammed it, which is fine. It doesn't matter. You take them. But yeah, I think you deserve the win. So I think that maybe is why you feel that way. But it can be a catalyst, no doubt.
Positivity in the air.